Hi there, and as promised, we're right back with this big piece of scaffolding being carefully lifted out of the drop zone. Look, oh, he's got it, look. Look, look. He's got it covered. Look at that, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. There we go. Although we knew it was going to be fine, didn't we? So it's going to just now, it's going to be able to aggressively yank that lot right out of the way so we can get to the rest of the stuff. We've got quite a few big bits of girders there, but I think I'm going to stay zoomed out because I know like close-up shots are cool and all, but I think you folks want to see the whole scene if you're going to watch the demolition and watch everything. I'm sort of sad to see this building go, but I'm also not sad because it was clearly not, it was not redeemable, was it? It was not a building that just required a bit of TLC and upgrading. It was well and truly cream crackered, it was done. So the only thing to do was pull it down. If anything, I was sort of sadder to lose the George because that really changed the face of Central Drive. And I never went in the George, and I don't drink and I don't drink pubs, but the George going, that was a big difference. And also the Empire on Hillside Lane, that was a thing that's gone. But I think the thing that people always say they miss the most, even after all these years, is Derby Baths. And I've got no footage of that because I'm not sure video cameras were invented back then. I mean, they were, but I didn't have one. But definitely video recording back then, it wasn't the same kind of accessibility that we have today. I mean, for instance, the camera I'm using is a 2013 camera, I think, so it might be, I think it's a 2006 camera. Either way, it's a really old camera, and they bought it second hand, super duper cheap, and it still records videos high definition enough for YouTube, and it still takes the standard SD cards. So like now, basically anybody can make a video. Most people have smartphones and they can just use a smartphone. I do have a phone, but it's a super duper old one. My phone can't read QR codes or anything like that. It's like super old, the camera's super old. But the point is, like, accessibility of people to make videos and take photos is very different today to what it was back in the day when, for instance, the Derby Baths was being knocked down. I mean, when I was a kid or a young teen, if you wanted to take photos, you had to go to the shop, buy a 126 or 110 camera film, put it into your camera, take your 12 or 24 photos, and you couldn't view the photos you were taking, and you couldn't retake them if your person moved or whatever. Once you click that button, the photo was taken. And then when the film was done, we took our films to the chemist and paid something like $4.99 to get it developed. And some shops would make you wait a week to see your photos, and the amount of times I got photos back that were underexposed or overexposed, because I'm always crap at taking photos, like with nothing on them, or they didn't come out or whatever, and you'd be so disappointed because you'd look forward to seeing the photograph so much. And if you wanted copies, you had to take the negatives to the shop and pay something ridiculous. I can't remember how much it was, but it weren't cheap, and you had to pay per copy. And if you had a photograph what you wanted to copy off and you didn't have the negative, you had to pay for a negative to be made and then pay for the copy. But I would imagine most of you that I'm talking to know that, because I do think that probably 90% of the people that watch my channel are roughly my age, give or take a few years either way. I'd imagine most of you guys were born between the mid-50s to mid-70s. Well, the digger seems to have stopped now, so shall we just have a little move around the side? Scaffolding there at Premier Scaffolding, but all your scaffolding needs. A bit of that top there's been taken off, look at that. Let's walk around a bit. This is the side with all the Accrington bricks on, yeah. We'd hope they're going to recycle most of these bricks. I don't think there's going to be anything to see around here because, well, there isn't, because the scaffolding and the Hartes building just ends next to that house and it's joined directly onto the house. Not sure if anybody's living there or not, but either way, even if nobody's living there, that house will still be owned by someone, so the demolition guys will have to be careful about pulling it down and do it by hand, those bits, brick by brick, hand by hand. But obviously these guys all know what they're doing. So yeah, it would appear they've stopped for a bit. Sounds like the motor's still running. Maybe dude's on a break or something. But he's out of his cab there, if that's the same guy, he's stood there. Is he going to get back in? I don't know. I'll stick around for a few more minutes and just see if he gets back in and starts up again. And if not, I'll just mosey around the whole thing. I'll do a bit of shopping or a bit of walking around and I'll come back later. So we'll just have a walk around the whole site. You can see everything. Shoe market there. What was that shop for? It was a shoe market. Does anybody remember? Because I really do not remember. And it spans pretty much that whole block. Well, it does span the whole block. Well, I don't recall what it was before it was a shoe market. Look at that roof there just dangling down. Just walk around the rest of the site because if there's no work going on, I'm just gonna have a walk around and just let you see everything from all angles. See, this is the angle where the sun's right in our faces, so guy's still in his cab. Maybe he's on a little bit of a break. He's probably been at it for a long while. Oh, at least round this corner it's not as windy. And we can peek through there and see that. I'm zooming in and I can't see what I'm looking at because the sun's in my eye, so hopefully you folks have got a good view. So yeah, that is all the way to there, and that's the property. You can see it from the front. I think people could be living in there, you know. The curtains look fairly clean, there's blinds in the bottom. Oh, right, and the machine is back on again, guys. So, I'm going to walk round there. I am going to finish this video now, because this seems like a good stopping point. But then we'll get back to a good vantage point and we'll carry on filming. So, thank you for watching this video. Hope you're enjoying this series. I shall be right back in the next one. See you in a second.